This is Everyday Man 2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka the King of Receipts. Bruh, bruh, bruh. It's finna be popping on this YouTube channel with these upcoming story times, yo. You ain't gonna believe what I'm about to tell you. Now, my subs have asked me to do story times by Everyday Man 2K that reflects certain aspects of my past with a specific focus on dating in Atlanta and my time spent in Rio during Carnival. Okay, fine. This venture requires a lot of attention. I have to go through hundreds of media files and create storyboards to follow suit. In addition to managing media files, I have to contact real people to sign off on being a part of some of these stories. And if I'm doing story times on dating in Atlanta, it requires that I contact old girlfriends. I repeat, if I'm doing story times on dating in Atlanta, it requires that I contact old girlfriends. Now, you would think that if I'm contacting old girlfriends about being a part of my story times, then I would need to tread lightly in preparation for major pushback. You would think that is plausible, correct? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you would be wrong. Turns out, my exes are down with being subjects in my stories that include them. Now, look on your screen. Do you see this nice, poised young lady in the pic? Oh, she's such a lovely lady, isn't she? Style and class all day. Until that bedroom closes. She is a Hellcat. Do you hear me? She is a Hellcat in the bedroom. Now, I asked if it's cool for me to share some of our stories. She gleefully said yes, you can tell everything. I laughed and said, surely not everything. She said, yes, I'm cool with it. Just cover my face and don't say my name and let me sign out and look at it before you upload and we good. I said, okay. Then I went to another ex. I told her the same scenario about what I'm doing on YouTube. Now she come asking me, well, what did so-and-so say? What is she gonna do? And I told her. Now she want to go full disclosure and tell all her business too, to compete with the other one for attention. Oh boy. Man, this is about to be a hot mess. Do you hear me? A hot mess. But hey, like always, if they want it, I'm going to give it. The only thing I can tell you is to get you some popcorn because it's about you about to be entertained. It's about to be off the chains on this channel. Oh, and go on, join my membership and stop playing. If you can afford a two-piece from Popeyes, you can afford membership with this channel. And it takes less than a minute to join. And it seems like I'm going to have to put some of these story times as members only if I'm to use some of these explicit stories from my bougie ex-girlfriends. Okay. In this presentation, I also want to do a quick update on SONCERAE and point out a few things about her with you. Then, I will close out with an overview of some upgrades I've made to the channel, along with a brief explanation about membership. Well, all right, let's get it. Okay, before we go to Ray, I first want to show you guys something real quick. So please put your screen on full view. Please put your screen on full view. Okay, so what you see on screen now is the homepage of SONCERAE's new website. She has a new website called revenuedigital.com where she promotes her graphic design business. The address is REVENEW digital.com, and that's revenuedigital.com. Okay, let's focus in on the center of the screen to see what's going on here. She has facebook.com/revenuedigital. She has Instagram at revenuedigital. And then wait, looky. She has Cash App, $ revenue DM. Well, looky. So this kind of proves my point, if you will, about her Cash App being banned on social media. So Cash App allowed her to keep the account for her to use for her own personal and business use. But apparently they told her that she couldn't use it on her social media. Because think about it. If you do have an avenue to receive money via Cash App, why wouldn't you use it across all platforms? Unless you were banned to do so. Now let's go take a look at her YouTube homepage and about page to see if it's still without a Cash App. Okay, so here's her homepage for her YouTube channel, SONCERAE. No Cash App, no $ revenue. Okay. Now let's go to her about page. Nope. No Cash App accounts, no $ revenue, DM reference at all. She does have a reference about going to her Facebook.com account for single moms, but she is not promoting any type of Cash App or even PayPal, if you will, on this social media account, which is YouTube. And by the way, I looked at the Facebook and I also looked at the blogs. Again, there's no Cash App account on there either. So I just want to give you out an update on things, just to be clear. Cash App has banned her on all social media, but they have allowed her, obviously, to keep the account to be used for non-social media purposes, such as her graphic design business. All right, let's get it. Okay, here's the latest audio clip from SONCERAE. Notice in the very beginning she says, "We are with my daughter Damo for her birthday," which implies to me that they are at Damo's place. Because if they live together, why would she be with her daughter if they're already living together? So that statement implies that Damo must live somewhere else if she is with her for her birthday. Also, if you look at the background in that room, the room does look kind of juvenile. So I'm making the suggestion that Damo lives by herself or lives in another location, and SONCERAE is visiting her there with her son, Justice. But listen to it and let me know what you think. Peace.
Hey guys, it's SONCERAE here. Justice is here with me. Boom. Justice. We are out with my daughter. My daughter is celebrating her birthday, so she turned 20. I know, right? How do I have a 2-year-old and a 20-year-old? Yeah. Started all the way over with motherhood. I was almost done. So I have this single mom group on Facebook. If you would like to join it, please feel free to do so. Go to facebook.com/groups/we give you life. Okay. We will welcome you with open arms. So being a mother and raising my son alone is not as like depressing as a lot of people would believe. I mean, some days it's kind of hard. I don't have a lot of time to myself. We currently live in Northern California, and in Northern California, you kind of got to work a lot harder to be able to like survive here. You can't just, be lazy at all here. So you kind of got to step your game up in a place like this because everything is so expensive. So one of the things that women ask me all of the time is child support worth it? Is filing for child support worth it? Like, how do I get a decent co-parenting relationship with the fathers of my children? And my thing is simple as this. It's like you kind of gotta let people like grow on their own. You can't force a man to be a father. You can't force him to, like get along with you. That's something that he has to want to do naturally on his own. And I'm the type of woman I wouldn't personally want, my household to be like this revolving door for my son's father to decide when he wants to come in and out of my son's life. That's not the type of woman I am. I know a lot of women that are very forgiving like that, but at some point to me, it's almost like it's too late for you to try to suddenly come into a child's life and disrupt it. I think fathers, if you haven't seen your children or if you've been a deadbeat for X amount of time, the best thing I think that you should do is try to be in your child's life the earliest that you can. Like the longer you wait, the harder it is. And a lot of people always say, well, you got time, with time, you can do this, you can do that. No. I think as a father, you need to try really hard to be in a child's life very early. Now, one thing that I don't like that a lot of mothers disagree with me about is the question whether or not fathers have a say in whether children should be born. I think a lot of people feel like fathers don't have a say in whether or not children can be born. Like guys will ask for adoption or abortion, and a lot of women feel like, well, the choice is up to me. I always feel like men have a choice in the matter as well. So if you do end up pregnant, or fellas, if you end up in a relationship with a woman and she ends up becoming pregnant, you do have a right, you do have a say in the situation. But a lot of times, men and women disagree on whether or not it's the perfect time to have a child. And honestly, I can tell you like this, there's no perfect time to have a child. It's like you'll never be fully prepared to be a parent. Like no parent will tell you that. It's kind of something that happens and you get accustomed to it. And each time is different. With boys, it's different than how you raise girls. Even the era that you're living in at the time, or how many other children you have, or where you live at, determines your parenting experience. So, you're never ready. You know what I mean? It's something that you have to get ready for. Becoming a mother or becoming a father, if you don't have children already, I see how you can be like afraid. I want men to stop suggesting like abortion or adoption. I mean, if you didn't want children, the best thing that you can do for yourself is strap it up. A lot of men say they didn't want kids. They make it seem like a girl got pregnant on her own. No, it takes two people in order for a pregnancy to even happen. So it's like if you're a guy, you don't want any kids, strap it up, man, and try not to have casual sex. You can't get mad at a woman if you've been having casual sex with her without any type of protection. You can't get mad at her if she just ends up pregnant. That's just retarded, like, oh, she got pregnant on me. Like, she's like this problematic chick that just had a baby. No, it's not like that at all. A lot of men detach themselves from children of women that they themselves weren't in love with or didn't want to be with, or women that might give them a hard time. And, women, I think it's a lot of good black men out there, but at the same time, there are also a lot of bad black men. So women have got to be selective. But in processes like this, I think everybody involved should try to aim to have a good co-parenting experience. So waking up one morning and realizing that you're going to be a father is kind of hard. It's the same thing with you waking up one day and realizing you're going to be a mother, especially when you are having a baby by somebody that you might be casually sleeping with, or y'all might just be in a relationship and you don't know if you want to be married. Y'all don't know what you want. So it's scary for both parties. So if you're a man and you just found out that your girl pregnant, please try not to ask her for an adoption or an abortion. Now, I speak very candidly about how I was considering putting my son up for adoption because that was a suggestion of his father's. I wanted my son to have both of his parents. And to me, I felt like there was no way I could take care of my son by myself. My son's father was making me feel inadequate, that I possibly couldn't be strong enough to be a mother of a child on my own. You know, he was very, he liked to grade me and speak negatively to me about me and to try to just break me down, you know, and that's just the type of person he is. That's how he grew up. That's how people spoke to him. So I think, you know, he felt like he could not be a good father and that he didn't want, you know, to put his child through what he went through. He lived a traumatic childhood and I had a traumatic childhood as well. So I think he felt like, you know, he wouldn't be able to be a decent father. And his first suggestion was to put, you know, our son up for adoption. And I almost considered it because I kept saying, I want my son to have two parents. I don't want to sit here and have my child grow up in a single parent home. I want somebody that I could at least, you know, have a good co-parenting experience from. And I remember when I realized that my son's father wasn't going to be around at all. And I wanted other men to understand how detrimental that is to not just me or the mothers of your children, but it's detrimental to your children as well. Oh my God, you're shortchanging yourself. I mean, don't let people who have never had kids make you feel like being a father is terrible or having children is a bad thing. You know, of course, if you're the type of person where you don't want kids, you know, you're going to strap up. You're just not going to have them. But it's men out there who want to have children, and there are single men that are telling them, you know, being a father or being a parent is terrible, you know, because they themselves don't want to have children. I understand, you know, I understand that there are people out there that just know that they're too selfish, and I respect people that decide to purposely not have children because they know what kind of person that they are. But you can't in one sentence say you don't want children and then turn around and have casual sex without protection. That's just dumb. As a man, I just want men to understand you do have a say. It just depends on the woman that you are, you know, having a child with. I know for me, I always ask my son's father over and over again, what did he want? You know, what was it that he needed? And the only solid thing I heard him say was, well, I think we should give him up for adoption. And this is when I realized that he just didn't want to be a father for whatever reasons. And of course, it was unfortunate for him to be telling me this at the time I ended up pregnant, because before that, we used to talk about having children all the time. But then when I got pregnant, now it's suddenly we should give our child up for adoption because we're not ready, we're not financially stable. And my thing is, you know, you're not financially stable. Well, it's time for you to do whatever you need to do to level up so you can become financially stable. And that was my thought process. And so, you know, I think that men should stop suggesting abortion or adoption so heavy and putting women in a position to have to choose between um, them and a child, because it's hard for a lot of women to, when you put us in a position to where it's like, well, you know, we could still kick it and be together as long as a baby's not in the picture. And if you choose this baby, you're gonna have to take care of this baby alone. You know, when those two things are the choices, it's a lot if a woman is deeply interested in you. And I remember all I wanted my son to have was two parents. I wasn't really choosing between my man and my son to the point where he was giving me an ultimatum like, yo, you either keep me or you, you know, you give our son. It was more of, I had to be comfortable with the fact that if I got rid of our son, if I got a abortion, you know, my son's father could have possibly stayed in my life, you know. But the fact that I was pregnant, and if I kept the child, this was definitely going to be, you know, my son's father's um, exit stage left. It was going to guarantee that. And so when you come to that realization as a woman, right, you're sitting there and you're just like, oh my God, like, I can't even believe this dude is selfish enough to make me choose between him and a child. But to put me in a position to where I have so much pressure on me that I have to sit here and make this decision alone. Not every woman wants to make that decision alone. We want to speak to our partners about it. And so I think a lot of men start to detach or disconnect themselves from it because it's so many women out there saying, well, what you want doesn't matter. This is my body. If I want to have an abortion, I'm going to. If I don't want to have an abortion, I'm not going to. But then as a woman, when you don't factor in what these men want, you can't complain when they decide to abandon you with the child. You're already disregarding him as if what he wants doesn't matter anyway. As far as the child goes, men don't like, and a lot of people don't like this, but a lot of people don't like to feel like they're in a position where they have no control over the outcome of the situation. I'm not giving these men an excuse or a pass for abandoning their children, but at the same time, you have to be very careful during your selective process when you're choosing men to procreate with or just to be in a relationship with or to casually sleep with. You have to know these guys' characters and do they want to be a father? And in the event if something happens, will they genuinely be there for their child? These are things that you have to think about when you're using your body to just get pleasure for the night. It's a lot comes with that. There's a lot of responsibility, but you physically laying down with somebody. So either you're going to put on the protection and you're going to do what you need to do, or you just need to stay celibate or abstinent or whatever the case is. So this is such a hefty topic. It's such a hard thing to discuss. It's regardless to what role you have, whether you're the father or the mother, it doesn't matter. It's just a very tough conversation as far as single parenting goes. And then a lot of people think, well, if you two would have gotten married, these guys would have been more comfortable with taking care of their children. No, because it's still guys who get divorced and then they abandon their children, because they no longer have an attachment to the woman that, gave birth to these children. And I say it all the time, husband and boyfriend and father, those are three different roles. So if a guy decides he doesn't want to be a boyfriend, or if a man decides he doesn't want to be a husband, he still has to factor in that father is a whole nother thing, because that's the relationship that you have with a child, not a relationship that you're having with a woman. Now, for me, I always told my son's father, this is a package deal. Okay, you are not about to sit here and get me pregnant and abandon me and make me a single mother. That is not gonna happen. These are things that I just kept saying to him, like before I even got pregnant. It was like, listen, if you want a child from me, we're gonna get married, And I was having fertility issues. So I was like, if I don't get pregnant, if after 2 years pregnancy doesn't happen, then we can break up, and I'm gonna go let you be with someone else so you can have children with that woman. I was never the type of woman that felt comfortable with the idea of being a single mother. Now that it's in my life and it's something that I'm doing, I don't feel as bad as I felt about it before. And the only reason why I've changed my mind about it so much is because of me experiencing it. Because before I was just so terrified of being a single mom that it was just like, please don't put me in this role. Please don't put me in a position to have to worry about my son so much. And taking care of a child, it by yourself is a lot. But then I forgot that, when you're raising a child alone, there's so many other things that, you benefit raising a child by yourself. Is so many things that is like the bond that you have with your child is amazing because you're like their only parent, so the bond is there. But I mean, it's so many other reasons why it's beneficial. And then just because you're not inside of a marriage and you don't have like a husband wife type of situation, there's a village there. There are other people that become a part of your family, and it becomes a bigger family than you ever thought it would be initially. So I just feel like I think a lot of people um, once the idea of a baby comes into side of the relationship, for men especially, men start to get all of these fears and start to think their life is going to be over. They're never going to have the freedom that they used to have and things like that. No, you can have freedom if you have the right partnership. You have somebody that you take turns with. Some days you want to go out for the weekend, or you need to have a drink with your homies, or you want to go out and do whatever. A lot of the times, you have like these amazing mothers who will come get your children. And for women, when we need breaks, sometimes I'm just tired. I just need some time to myself, or some adult time, or I need to go to the spa, I need to do some grooming. It would be perfect if I had a partner there. Like my son's father was actually there to help me raise my son, because then I could take a rest, because it is a lot. It is a responsibility, just like everything else, that you want to be great at. When you want to be a great parent, you work really hard to be that. And so with that becomes a lot of responsibility. It becomes, your time is consumed. And it's not like a negative thing. It's more of you are molding a human being. And I know that can be scary, but you're molding a human being, okay? It's better that you come into the picture, do the best that you can, and mold that human being the best way you can, instead of you not being there at all. Because that's a cop out. That is you not having the courage to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do. That's worse. That's worse than you trying very hard to be the best parent that you can be. When you don't try, that's what makes you the coward. That's what makes you, you know, less of a human being. Your children, whatever it is that you created, whether you're ready for it or not, is happening. And so you have to decide what type of person you are going to be, what type of choice you're going to make now. Because you already made a poor decision by having casual sex or having sex without protection. That was already a poor decision. So you really have to be selective about the choices that you make after that. Do you want to make better choices after that? Or do you want your choice to be worse after that? Usually a person will want to redeem themselves to make sure they don't dig themselves deeper into a hole. You feel me? So, I just feel like, as a man, if you are a man, okay, and you find out that your girlfriend is pregnant, or your wife is pregnant, and you're not necessarily ready to be a father, but you didn't think about that before laying down with this woman, as a man, just to protect your manhood, you might want to make a decision that is more responsible than simply just walking away from the situation and disappearing. That is the worst thing that you could do. Some people just scared, and there's nothing wrong with being scared. Courage and bravery is not you not being afraid. Courage and bravery is you being afraid and you're still doing it anyway. And I think a lot of people think that courage and bravery means that you're not afraid. No, you be scared. You just do it though. You just do it.
Take your engagement to another level.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sugarfoot Love. We are down here at the SONCERAE OnlyFans facility. And hear me when I tell you, everything must go. SONCERAE has been all over the place in prices for the last few weeks. You heard Ray ask for $5.99, $10.99, $15.99, $19.99, and the infamous 505. But today, it's liquidation time and everything must go. We talking about Photoshop pics with Ray's head on another body. We talking about half-ass Photoshop pics with missing arms. We talking about audio clips of her breathing hard like a fat woman. And yes, I said breathing with a V. Everything must go, people. I'm not playing. Her ugly dog got to go. That nasty attitude got to go. Her lying ass ways got to go. And let's not forget that funky ass black cardigan sweater. Baby, it's got to go. So come on down to SONCERAE's OnlyFans facility this weekend for this once in a lifetime liquidation sale. And make sure you tell them that Sugarfoot Love, the half brother of Reverend Lonnie Love, sent you down there. I wish you peace and hair grease. And watch out now. Before we officially close out this presentation, I would like to take some time out to talk directly to my subs about this channel and the direction it is going forward. Now, if you are a hater in here lurking around in the bushes, don't leave. No, don't leave. I'm going to let you live today. I'm going to let you live. Just stay as you are and listen to a real Don when you see one. Maybe you can learn something from what I'm spitting and make better use of yourself instead of roaming around YouTube trolling and losing in life. Now, in the beginning of this video, I talked briefly about my new membership program that got recently approved by YouTube. The program membership is now added to the options of PayPal and Cash App as an option to support this channel in a financial form. Now, a lot of people have asked some questions about membership and donations, and I will address those questions now. I will talk about what membership means to me and what membership should mean to you. I will give you an overview of the upgrades and changes that I've recently made on my channel, and then I will touch base on the special project that I'm working on called Storytime with Ebony Man 2K. I will tie in how important membership and donation comes into play to ensure that this special project, in addition to my ongoing offerings, are a success. And lastly, I will close out with a few short time teasers to serve as a premise to what I will have in store once this project is fully supported and ready to go. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is Everyday Man 2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka that dude who be having the receipts. Before we begin, the membership program for my channel has been approved by YouTube and has been added with PayPal and Cash App as another option to express your support for me and this channel. I ask that you go ahead and join today and make yourself an official Day 1 member of Ebony Man 2K. There is a join button on the homepage and links in the description box and at the top of my comment section. You will get an official members only badge, and I will be adding exclusives from time to time for you to access as a members only participant. Now, the price that I set is reasonable, and it's less than a 2-piece dinner from Popeyes, especially if you get the strawberry drink. So, go ahead and join, get your badge, and make them haters start crying like a baby. You know how they do. Wah, 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 wah. Why you like Ebony Man? Wah, wah, wah. We don't want you to like Ebony Man. Wah, wah, wah. And you take that badge and say, look, I rock with Ebony Man 2K the long way. Because not only is he funny to me, but that brother is thorough and he be on point with his presentations, especially with his receipts. So you either get with the program or you get to stepping and go kick a can down the street, because that would be a better use of your time than you trying to convince me to go against Ebony Man 2K. I got Ebony Man 2K's back 100%. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the main purpose of membership. It is to bear witness to the public that we are going to enjoy ourselves on this channel, and we got each other's back 100%. Okay, let's get it, y'all. This is Ebony Man 2K, content creator of Ebony Man 2K. That's right. As of today, I'm officially changing the name of my channel to simply Ebony Man 2K. And I do this as a declaration of what my channel will be focused on going forward. I want to make sure that these haters out here keep peeing on themselves and yapping their mouth about what I ain't got and what I can't do, but yet I end up getting and doing the shit anyways. And don't worry, I will continue to keep my foot on the neck of Strong Mama Chrissy and SONCERAE and any other YouTuber that I feel needs checking. Hey, that's what my green check mark is for, right? So don't let me catch you slipping, man. Now, let's take a look at the full screen, please. This is a pic of your boy in 1997 out on a date at Cheesecake Factory in Buckhead, Atlanta, on the street side patio. The breeze that night was perfect, and I just finished my favorite dish there, the chicken and shrimp jambalaya. The girl that is taking a picture of me is beautiful. She looks like a chocolate Barbie doll, and her nickname is Coco, and her close friends call her Co. I was lucky to meet her at Essence Festival at a Kid Capri party. We hit it off, and she got flew out to hang with 2K for the weekend. Now, there is a crazy ass story to this scenario I have just laid out for you, and I look forward to sharing it with you in my story time with Ebony Man 2K coming this fall. Which brings my attention to the right side of the screen. What you see are the results to a poll I created to get a feel on the topics of interest that you desire for me to share in my story times. The overwhelming two topics are my dating stories in Atlanta and my time spent in Rio, Brazil during Carnival. And you know what? I can do that. I can do that. My stories in those two realms are abundant, with photos, videos, and audio for backup. Now, there is upfront cost associated with providing content for YouTube. If you look on screen, you can see what I have already spent in capital for YouTube. Now, I already had a desktop computer for heavy production, but I use a new laptop, an iPad, and cell phone to allow for mobility and make changes and updates to my channel anywhere in real time. In addition to these items, I plan to purchase a new studio mic to complement a full YouTube Live with cam. Also, there are production costs involved in making content for YouTube, especially to make the quality videos that I want to make for my story time. As seen on screen, it will require searching and sorting out relevant media files and staging those files by storyline before converting hard copy photos to JPEGs and CD audio files into MP3s. The time and money spent in production costs could range from $75 to $200 per video. This is why I ask that you help support my efforts in the form of the new membership offer, PayPal, or Cash App. I have a small group of active donors who I call the Super PAC that are consistently early adopters. They have already signed up as day one members, in addition to regularly donating via PayPal and Cash App. Again, the price that I set is less than a 2-piece from Popeyes, especially if you get that strawberry drink. Now, if I find out that you out here eating Chick-fil-A, oh, you better get to stepping and hit that join button, because I know you can afford it now. This is your boy, Ebony Man 2K. Peace. And I'm out. Okay, I need for you to put your screen on full view. I need for you to put your screen on full view. What you see now is the most current version of my homepage for the Ebony Man 2K channel. What I wanted to point out to you is that I've created playlists by subject on my homepage, and you can see that in the center. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playlists that I have featured. I have a playlist for Strong Mommy Chrissy, a playlist for the Mamiana Gang, featuring Jazzy Life, Reality of Me, and Live, Olivia. I have a playlist for SONCERAE. I also have a playlist for Good Vibes Only Music that features my favorite artists, R&B artists, as well as some spoken word artists as well. And I also have a playlist for the YouTuber Kevin Samuels. I've done about 3 or 4 reviews on him as well that I've captured and saved for a playlist. So I wanted to point that out to you to let you know that I have playlists by subject for you to navigate my content. I backed out the additional music, or sometimes I do replays for Premiere. But after those are over, I backed out all the extra content and just have the regular commentary and material there before I put in the playlist. So I wanted to point out that this is an excellent way to navigate my content because I've already sorted it out by subject, and also it is the newest first. Now, one more thing I've noticed too that I tried out that I would like for you to try out is to try to, once you go to playlist, cast it or project it, if you will, onto your HD TV. I've done it and I highly recommend it because it's almost as if you're watching a cable network, Ebony Man TV, if you will, because you hit play and you can set your phone down or your laptop down and walk away and just let it play on your television. And it plays just like you're watching cable television, if you will. It plays one of my videos, then there's a commercial in between, then it goes to the next video, and then there's another commercial, then it goes to another video, and it's pretty, it's self-controlled. You don't have to keep playing with it. You just set it up one time, hit play, and let it go. So if you can, once again, next time you start looking or watching my videos, try going to my homepage and use the playlist. Everything is there for you. Like I said, sorted by subject, and the newest video is first. Also, an alternative to finding my content, you can type my name into the YouTube search engine, Ebony Man 2K, and no spaces. Ebony Man 2K, no spaces. Type that in the search engine, and it will bring you all of my newest videos at the very top. So those are the two ways I recommend that you navigate my content. One, just type my name, no spaces, into the YouTube search bar, and it'll bring everything for you. Or just go to my homepage and use my playlist by subject, and everything is set up for you to roll, and just project it onto your TV, and you'll be watching Ebony Man TV. Ebony Man, yes, yes. I have my own cable network now. Ebony Man TV. Just go to playlist, cast it to your television, hit play, then go and do whatever you got to do. All right, thanks. This is Ebony Man 2K, content creator of a channel by the same name. Yep. What you see on screen right now is Ebony Man 2K on that 5th grade swag. I can tell you right now, my chest is on fire while taking this pic, because this is around the time I started wearing my daddy's cologne, Brute by Fabergé Body Splash, which I didn't realize at the time was 90% alcohol. My fro is soft to the touch, and there's no doubt in my mind that I look like Michael Jackson, and I will be quick to tell you so. And if you squint your eyes real hard, you can see that I'm sporting a gold chain conspicuously, with my shirt buttoned down my chest. Listen, man, by the time you add the fact that I'm an honor student, kickball champion, a crossing guard, and I get to get the ice cream, man, you couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me shit. My swag game as a 5th grader was so high that I could kiss the sky. Up to the sky. Until I met Shan, aka Candy Girl. Shan and I had what you call a love-hate relationship. She would purposely get on my nerves for attention, and I would purposely try to ignore her in kind. But Candy Girl's smile, her laugh, and the way she flipped her hair was too much for an 11-year-old like me to bear. This back and forth lasted all a year, y'all. A whole year. But it all culminated one afternoon during recess, out on the playground. Candy Girl said something to me that has stayed with me throughout my whole entire dating life. In high school, college, on the dating scene in Atlanta, all the way up to present day. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you the rest of this story, as well as others in my upcoming story times with Ebony Man 2K starting this month. Now, I have already started reviewing my media files and photos, and I have hundreds, and I do mean hundreds, of crazy ass stories to tell. What I've noticed in looking back on my life in regards to dating is that I'm always picking the most attractive women I can find who are also batshit crazy. I'm for real, y'all. It's almost like they come hand to hand. You can't have one without the other. But regardless of these circumstances, the women of my life have provided me content and stories to tell that you will find entertaining. Oh, yes, you will find entertaining. Now, the last time I posted a video update like this, I talked about the importance of participation in the form of membership, private donations, super chats, and not skipping advertisement and just letting it play out when you watch my videos. This request of all of those still stands. Now, I'm doing my part in getting all my stuff together, laying out storyboards with photos, and creating entertaining narratives for you to consume. Now, I just need for you to step up your game by joining as an official member, donating, or sending super chats. Now, you say you like my channel. We love you, AL. We love you, 2K. Okay, well, if you love me, then let me know it's real. If you love me, let me know it's real. And light my fire by officially becoming a day one member and also offering donations and super chats. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with some words of wisdom from the show Welcome Back, Carter, and my girl Lauren Hill to set up this upcoming story times with Ebony Man 2K. It goes a little something like this. You know it's hot. Don't forget what you got. Looking back, looking back, looking back. This is Ebony Man 2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka that dude who be having the receipts. Before we begin, the membership program for my channel has been approved by YouTube and has been added with PayPal and Cash App as another option to express your support for me and this channel. I ask that you go ahead and join today and make yourself an official day one member of Ebony Man 2K. There is a join button on the homepage and links in the description box and at the top of my comments section. You will get an official members only badge, and I will be adding exclusives from time to time for you to access as a members only participant. Now, the price that I set is reasonable, and it's less than a 2-piece dinner from Popeyes, especially if you get the strawberry drink. So, go ahead and join, get your badge, and make them haters start crying like a baby. You know how they do. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Why you like Ebony Man? Wah, wah, wah. We don't want you to like Ebony Man. Wah, wah, wah. And you take that badge and say, look, I rock with Ebony Man 2K the long way. Because not only is he funny to me, but that brother is thorough and he be on point with his presentations, especially with his receipts. So you either get with the program or you get to stepping and go kick a can down the street, because that would be a better use of your time than you trying to convince me to go against Ebony Man 2K. I got Ebony Man 2K's back 100%. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the main purpose of membership. It is to bear witness to the public that we are going to enjoy ourselves on this channel, and we got each other's back 100%. Okay, let's get it, y'all.